The dignity of work, the fruit of one's labor. Embedded in those words is the distilled essence of the American dream, the DNA of the American spirit. That you get out of life what you put into it. That those who work hard are rewarded. And that at the end of all of that laboring, your children will be better off than you were because of what you leave behind. A uniquely American inheritance. See, Labor Day here in America, it is about honoring that legacy, honoring the unseen workers that cemented America as an unrivaled global economic power. Remembering those who toiled without a minimum wage, without workforce safety standards, without the unions to ensure their rightful pay. And ensuring that the next generation of American workers always receive the dignity that they deserve. See, that is the sentiment you heard from politicians and public figures alike across the political spectrum every year. And it is kind of what you heard from Governor Tim Walz and the Democrats this past Labor Day as well. Quote, Kamala Harris and I stand on the side of American workers. But here's the thing, folks. You see, what the left has forgotten is that it's not just about what you make. It's also about what you get to keep. See, what's left when the work is done also matters, when the bills are paid. What's the bank balance after the taxes have been levied? What remains of that American inheritance? And 3.5 years of Bidenomics later, the answer to that question is, well, not much. And the only people who don't seem to realize that they are asking for 4 more years in power are the people who have put us in this mess.
When we came in, our highest priority was to do what we could to rescue America. And today, we know that we have inflation at under 3%. A lot of our policies have led to the reality that America recovered faster than any wealthy nation around the world.
You see, from the day that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris took the oath of office to present, inflation has outpaced real wages paid to real Americans. That is not a success story. That is a colossal failure documented in the data provided by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Is it all Joe Biden's fault? No, it is not. Is it all Kamala Harris's fault? No, it is not. But you cannot solve a problem if you refuse to acknowledge that the problem exists. And not only does Kamala Harris seem oblivious to the fact that her actions as vice president helped pour gasoline on America's wildfire of inflation, well, her choice for running mate can't seem to stop bragging about it.
Vice President Harris was the deciding vote on the American Rescue Plan.
Yeah, see, turns out their life preserver for America was an anchor that dragged many middle-class Americans into a financial abyss. Nearly 600,000 car defaults as Americans play keep away from the repo man. An all-time new high for credit card debt, over $1 trillion. And the $2.1 trillion Americans squirreled away in savings accounts during COVID, well, completely obliterated, gone, no mas. There is nothing left. And so all of this is why it makes sense that a woman who received no votes has chosen to do only one interview in the last 40 days. Because their success story is a lie. And their plan for progress, aside from that tired slogan, "We're not going back," well, it would leave the middle class completely behind. See, Kamala's master plan to lower the cost of food is a government price control plan that would decimate family farms, eliminate competition, and explode the cost of that timeless rotisserie chicken. Her master plan to save the environment is to force you to drive electric cars we still can't charge and making electricity so expensive that we choose on our own accord to sit at home alone in the dark. Her master plan to fix housing inequality is a taxpayer-funded cash giveaway that would do more to raise home prices than lower them. And at a time when housing mortgage defaults have risen from 1.4% in 2021 to over 3.4% now in 2024, more troubling still, with VA housing loan defaults beginning to creep up past pre-pandemic levels, well, instead of putting American homeowners first, blue states like California are proposing policies to allow illegal migrants access to over $100,000 to buy the homes themselves. Translation: Kamala Harris and the Democrats, their master plan to help support labor in America is to debase the dollars you work for. Their master plan to solve the housing inequality is a program that makes the homes more expensive. And in the end, people here illegally, because of Joseph Robinette Biden and Kamala Harris's open border policies, well, they will be able to use taxpayer dollars to buy the house your family made a home right from out underneath your feet. See, their plan of a better America is a country where it is easier for people here illegally to obtain the American dream than it is for American citizens to hold on to it. See, that's not fairness. That is not justice. That is not standing on the side of the American worker. It's just flat out cruel. And so, yes, the left can claim that they are the keeper of the labor movement. See, Kamala Harris wants to take credit for the good that has happened under Joe Biden while being unburdened by the reality that together with her co-pilot Joseph Robinette Biden, they have done more harm to the American middle class than any American president since Jimmy Carter. They are lighting your American inheritance on fire and telling you that the flames will purify us all. It is a future America cannot afford, but more importantly, it is the future that American labor does not deserve.